Hello, everyone. Thank you all for joining today. Welcome to this new live session of Thursday. We're going to get started right now, so thank you all for joining. What is Customily? Most of you installed the app quite recently and are either getting started with your store from scratch or beginning the process of selling personalizable products on an existing store. Now, for both cases, we have the perfect tools to get started. So, Customily is an app that provides your store with live previews of products along with options that your customers can interact with, changing those live previews with every interaction. From text typing to clip art selection or image upload, your preview will change and give you a realistic example of how your customization will look on the product. For example, you can type your names here and see how live previews changes and shows you exactly how it's going to look. Also, if you have variants or different choices for colors and stuff, it will also preview on those materials as well. So you get to see a live preview of your product, and at the same time, Customily will grab the information of your customization and put it on a ready to print file. So you see, when you were selling customizable products before, you usually had to create a back and forth information and sending proofs over email, so your customer will be happy with the final result, and then you will need to grab that result and put it on the print file so you could fulfill that. Now, Customily has put all those processes into one single app that is easy for you to set up behind your store and get it ready, so the main design process will be done by your customers and the print file will be grabbing that information and being created automatically for you. So those steps have been simplified and optimized by using our app. And this is one example, and I have another example. So you can see that there's a lot of options available for Customily. You can um, type in text, like I said, select different images, or even upload images from your cell phone or computer. So you can always do like this, have this really great, and change that as well. All is being shown live in the front end of your store. And at the same time, once you check out, the print file will be created in Customily side. So this preview that you see here is done by loading a template on the page, as well as these options you see here. Now, these two elements, the template and the options, are created in Customily. So if you follow the steps of creating templates from scratch, the options will be created automatically, and you'll be able to connect that template and that option to any existing product. So for those that are starting off with Customily and have already a store with products, and you want to just create a template that will load on the main page, because right now here I have two images that shows my existing listing, and then I also have the Customily preview loading when we start customizing. So any template can be connected to any product, and at the same time, Customily will have tools for creating products from scratch in the store. And we're going to be seeing some of those options today. What is Customily 2.0? This is our latest update for Shopify stores, which allows you to create and publish personalized products easier, faster, and better than before. So those starting your stores from scratch will have more interest in this section, because now you can choose a product directly from a print-on-demand supplier, add a design to it, and get it published in your Shopify store all from Customily app. Also, with those print-on-demand services that have an API connection, all the fulfillment processes will be automated. This means that once you receive a purchase, once you get an order, all those order details and the ready-to-print file that Customily created will be sent to the corresponding POD provider automatically for fulfillment and shipping. So uh, we have automated and optimized an even extra step that you had after you go back and forth with the proofs, after you set the print file, and then you send that print file for fulfillment. So we have automated inside Customily all those free processes. Now, another interesting feature for Shopify users is the free access to Customily's design libraries. This means that now you have designs ready to use and sell, and at the same time, you can use this exclusive clip art collection to create your own designs. So we're going to check out some of that today. But we can say there are 4 different ways in which you can explore Customily 2.0 to create new products. You can work with a print-on-demand provider who has its own product catalog and add a design from Customily's library to it. This is the fastest path and the one that allows you to have published products ready to sell in minutes. You can work with a print-on-demand provider, but choose to add your own designs to their products. In this case, you will have to populate your design library before being able to publish products in your store. On the other hand, if you have your own products and are not interested in working with a print-on-demand provider, the way to go is to start by populating your product-based library first. After you have your own product mockups, you can choose to add a design from Customily's library to them and publish those products really fast. Or you can, of course, add your own designs to your own products. This is the path that involves more time, but once you have all your product mockups and all your designs set up, it's just a mix and match game, and you'll be able to create and launch new products really fast. If you watch our previous live sessions, you will see that we have covered all these 4 cases, as well as we have covered cases in which you create templates and create options and you connect to existing products. So we are looking forward to your feedback for new product ideas, for new tools you wish to explore inside Customily. We do our best to cover everything, and I really encourage you to watch previous live sessions to get inspired with our product ideas and to see how we use many of the tools you are going to be seeing today. Okay, so now that we have all the different alternatives clear, let's create some products together. So let's start from the beginning. Imagine I'm a Shopify store owner and I want to start selling personalized products. So I just install Customily to try it out. First thing that I will get once I get into Customily is an onboarding screen that will ask me a couple of questions and then guide me through the different ways to do products, to create new products, and to explore Customily. I really encourage you to follow the onboarding process. It's really fast. It's really easygoing. It will give you a lot of first impressions of the interface and the app. And there's a couple of questions at the beginning that if you're honest on when you're answering and you follow that, you will see that it will take you to the path that most suits you. Basically, we want to know if you are going to be creating new products or you're going to be selling from your existing products, if you're going to be fulfilling with a print-on-demand provider or you're going to be fulfilling on your own. Also, if you're going to be using the Customily designs or your own designs. So having that information will give us and give you the better path to take inside Customily. There are a lot of ways to go to the end result, which is the product live with the live preview and the options. But taking the right path will save you time and be the best suit for you. So I encourage you to follow the onboarding, to follow the checklist, and get acquainted with Customily. Also, watching live sessions will be a lot of help because you're going to land here in the main menu of Customily. And you will see that at the left bar, we have 6 sections. The first 3 sections are shortcuts to the 2.0 tools, and the other 3 sections are the main core of Customily. You can explore, manage, and create your templates. Remember, the template is the final file that will load on the front end of your store. You can upload and organize your assets in libraries, color libraries, fonts, vectors, and images. So when you have your own clipart or your own color palettes and font collection and you want to offer them across many products, the easiest way to go is to upload them once into organized libraries so you can later assign them to different designs and to different templates and save you a lot of time on manually creating or uploading one by one of those files. Finally, you can see all your connected products in the store section, as well as change many settings that will help you customize the front end experience of your customers. So here in the store section, you will see all your Shopify products. You'll be able to connect to those products or those that you have created from scratch using 2.0. You will also see them here already connected and working perfectly well. So there's a big management area here that is easy to navigate and also will give you a full control of what you're going to be creating with Customily. Okay, so today we're going to be creating the products I showed you at the beginning. Now, in the case of the Besties frame, this is a frame that I actually fulfill on my own. Basically, let's say that I have my own workshop. I have a lot of stock items of the frame. This is a photo frame, so this will sell empty and you will put your own printed photo like that. But we want to be able to customize the inscription here. We are always going to engrave or to imprint the love always text, but the rest of the content, this is entirely on your own. And we're going to get that information using Customily so you can preview this on your store. So we're going to be creating a product base and a design and putting them together to create the product and the template. Also, I showed you the product, the poker cards, yeah, and this is a Printify product. So we're going to be creating these poker cards from a print-on-demand service. Okay, so let's get started with the poker cards actually, because that's why we're going to be exploring what PODs are. In Customily, when you start off here in this main page, the biggest button here is to create a new product. That's it. And when you click there, you'll be able to see not only your product bases, which are the ones you're going to be creating over here, these product mockups for your own workshop and your own fulfillment, but also you get to see all the POD providers that we have currently integrated with Customily. Clicking on any of these print on demands will show you their catalog of products connected to Customily. And those PODs who have API connection will show this small sign here that says that automatic fulfillment is available. How can you make it available? Well, basically, when you click on any of these print-on-demand providers and you see this product catalog, you can explore different options and click on any of these to start creating your brand new product, grabbing the information from their own system. But if you want this to automatically fulfill, meaning that once a product is created and someone checks out and buys that product, the print file will be sent automatically to the print-on-demand provider, you will need to input your API key. So first you need an account with any of these PODs, and then you need to come to Customily and you need to go to settings. I'm going to show you this right away because it's a very common question and it will unstuck you right away. So if you click on settings here, you will see that in these 5 tabs, you will find the integrations tab. Here you can see, well, currently I'm integrated with Printful and Printify, meaning that I have accounts with them and I grab my API key from each one of them. I can actually click on the drop-down menu here and select any other POD that I want to integrate. So for example, Custom Cut. I'm going to click on Enable Integration, and it will show up at the bottom here. Now what I can do is find my API key of Custom Cut and put it here and save the settings. How do I find my API key? Well, there's a link here, this help article, that if you click, will take you to this page, and you will see instructions with a lot of great graphic information on where to find that API key. For example, in this index, I'll go to Custom Cut and see that I need to follow these steps to finally get my API, copy that, and paste it here. So once I paste it here, the key will be validated and you save the settings, it goes green, and you are now integrated with that print on demand. You can still see the product, but you will not automatically fulfill until you take on this step. Okay, so let's get back to the start menu. And well, here, when you create a new product, you will see all the print on demand providers. You will see your design library. You will start with this empty, but hopefully it's going to be really, really big and populated in very short time. And also, if you're going to be working with your own product bases, this is where you start creating them. So let's start with a POD. In this case, Printify. Why? Because I mentioned that I wanted to customize the cards. We keep adding new products, those trending and those that PODs want to showcase, as well as any product that you wish to start selling. You can request that to be added to this integrated catalog. So I can keep browsing, or I can just click on the search bar and go for poker cards like that. When I click on the poker cards, whatever print provider is available, one or many will show up here, and you'll be able to pick that. If there's more than one variant, you'll be able to pick from them colors, sizes, materials, etc. Once we have selected what we want to market, we click next here, and now I can pick the design I want to put on the card. Basically, I can go to my design collection, or I can go to Customily's collection. When I click on Customily collection, I see all these categories, all these options, and inside each one of these, I can see a lot of designs that we have created for you that are royalty free, and that you can just click on any of these and create this card product with any of these designs. The great thing about the Customily clipart is that once you create any design, it will show up on your library collection and your templates, so you are going to be free to change them any way you want. So you like the characters but you don't like the background, just go in there and change the background for your product, change the fonts, everything. Yeah, they are free to, they are fully working and ready to sell, and also be inspirational for you to change them and to adjust them any way you want. So I really encourage you to play around with this, because we have character related, we have product related designs, we have seasons and seasonal events related as well. So it's really interesting to explore this. But I want to create my own design. So I'm going to the start menu again. And instead of creating a new product, I'm going to create a new design. Okay, let's name this the live session card design. Okay. So this is our design studio. This is where you can start putting together all the customizable elements that you wish to offer to your customers. For example, if you want them to type in custom text, you will be creating text boxes, straight or curved. If you want them to upload their own images, you'll be able to create image placeholders, or maybe they have vector for the logos, and they could upload vectors as well. You have elements to get custom maps and get custom star maps. We have explored the other live sessions, so it's sorry. So it's a great, amazing tool, and it's a great idea to look for those live sessions to see how these tools work. At the same time, we have these dynamic elements, and notice the small icon here with 4 figures. This is just a visual guidance for you to understand and remember that these 2 dynamic elements, vectors or images, are objects meant for you as a merchant and designer to put together as many images as you want inside this object. This is very useful when you're offering different backgrounds, different characters, or piece of character like a hairstyle or a clothing. So you will put everything inside one object, and inside this unique dynamic image you have 20 different hairstyles, or you have 10 different shirt colors, or you have 5 different backgrounds, stuff like that, or just have one image like a fixed background. So this is a great tool, and I always emphasize on paying attention to the small icon because they will give you the hint that this is an object to store and show a lot of images or vectors. And this, the image placeholder, is actually an object for your customers to upload images. In fact, you will see that there's a big button here called try with an image, meaning that you are trying but not keeping this as any fixed image on your design. So before jumping into building my design, I have noticed that we start off with a big square canvas. Depending on your designs, you will have more likely square proportions, so you will have very horizontal proportions or vertical proportions. So you're always able to change these to any size that you know will fit better on the products you'll be creating later, or the products you'll be using from your POD. I know for a fact that these poker cards have more of a vertical proportion, so I grabbed the information from the POD, and I know that they have these dimensions. Yeah, so it's going to be better um, if I just use this as a better guidance. So what's the idea of my design? Very important that you go into Customily with a clear idea of what you want to do, at least what you want. Even if you don't know how, it's important to know what do you want to do. So I want to have a placeholder so customers can upload their image, and a couple of text elements that will show the names and the quote "Love always." Yeah. So let's start with that. Let's go to our Customily design and start off with a an image placeholder. Yeah. And we're going to test how this works with an image. Yeah. And you see that even if I stretch this to be as big as the canvas, okay, the image will not adjust to the proportions of the box, basically because it's a horizontal image. But we have some settings here on the image behavior tab that we can open, and for example, ask this to, well, change the color style, the color mode, like that, or fill the area. When you fill the area, now it's looking better because you always filling the entire box. Also, you can go to transform here, and you can be more precise on the coordinates as well as alignment. So I'm going to center this object on the page and make sure it has the exact same measurements of my canvas, not because I want to cover everything here, but because I want to shrink this a bit more and make sure it's kind of in the same proportion, right? So I'm going to just, with the arrow keys, move this a bit up. Yeah, this is kind of what I wanted to do in the first place. But I'm having a bit of a problem is that it's not shaping like a diamond. So how do we shape like a diamond? We're going to have to put a mask. There's a button here to upload a mask, and a mask is basically a black and white image where the black shows the image and the white doesn't. So I'm going to show you how you can create a mask. I'm using Photoshop, but you can actually use, I don't know, Canva or honestly even Paint, because basically what you need is a white rectangle, and you need a tool that will allow you to create polygons or any kind of shape. It can be a rectangle, can be a rounded corner rectangle, an ellipse or circle, and polygon in this case, and making sure that we have a black fill and no outline. We can just do like this, yeah, and yeah, create something like that. Obviously, I'm just going to grab this and move this anywhere I want. This will be a nice design, yeah, but since I want to um, make sure it's big enough to cover my proportions, to say this, I'm going to do something like this. Whoa, whoa, it's going a bit crazy. Yeah, like that, that's better. Yeah, this is basically a mask. My image will show on the black area and nothing will show on the white area. So I just go to file and I export this really like a quick PNG export. And yeah, I have this here. So I'm going to put this, the mask one diamond. Yeah, like that. So now I have an image and I'm ready to go back to Customily and pick my object, go to image behavior and upload this mask. And now I'm shaping this right away. It can be a circle, or for example, it can be a heart. The same as I mentioned, you could actually go to, I'm using Photoshop, but you can use Canva or whatever. And there's something called the custom shape tools. And we have a lot of things here. It could be like an amoeba or like this check. Anything that you see here that has a sort of feel will suffice. Yeah, so that's my heart, like that. I can even, I mean, depending on the software you're using, it will be faster or slower, but the concept is the same. You just need a black shape with a white background. So if I were to go here and remove the first mask and go for the heart mask, it will show like this. Okay, so let's go with the first one. Yep. And now I mentioned that I wanted to have two text boxes, one for the names and one for the love always. So I'm going to click on text box, and by default, I am shown this. I can resize this any way I want, put it like that, move it down, yeah, like that. If I want this to be more precise, I can go to transform and change this, I don't know, like that. Yeah, and if it's not center, I can just click on the alignment tools to center this. Now this is a bit dull, and the A here is just for you to test out how things look. So I could go like I'm previewing this just to see how long I can go and stuff like that, but I don't like the font. So we have other elements like color to add many colors and character to play around with the font. If you don't have any fonts, you can click on upload from your computer and upload any font from your files. It will show up here in the main database of your user, and you can just find one and preview that. I wrote a longer name and it's not showing, right? Mainly because there's a size limitation on my box. Right now, my box has a 16, my text has a 16 point size, and I made this to be a minimum size of 15. So if I make it smaller as a limit, like this, yeah, I'm going to be able to fit everything. I can play with the alignments to be left, right, center, or justify, and the same goes with the top left, and such. Okay, let's go with the center. Yeah. So this is my text. If I were to just type one or two text elements, you see I actually make it. There's a bigger size for the for the characters, and you can limit that with the maximum size. So if you put this to be between 10 and 12, you will start with 12, but when you reach the end of the box, you will start to shrink up until 10. This is very important because that's how you limit what your customers can type, and they don't go hyper small, because they, if you don't set limits, they could actually print this. This, you can preview how small one point can be. So if they keep typing and typing and typing and typing, it will eventually start to shrink until it's no longer feasible. So your limitations will grant your customers will not go anywhere far. Let's create another text box, okay? And this one is going to be my love always text box. Love always text box. Yeah, and this one is going to be a bit smaller, yeah, and on the far side. So you see that I have a warning here that my box is too small for the minimum size. So I should be changing this to something like that. And of course, I don't need this to be any bigger, so that's going to be my limitation. I don't like the Arial font, so I'm just going to find. No, I don't like that. Maybe this one. Yeah, I like that one. So now I have this text and this text as well. And it's all said and done, right? There's nothing else I need to do from the design point of view. But if you recall, I offer both the diamond and the heart. So how am I going to be changing that? I can actually create a new object. This one's going to be the diamond. That's going to be the names. If you change the name of the layer, that name will come all the way to these labels here. So it will save you time. So type your names could be a great name here. Type your names. And this one is love always. In fact, I think there's a way to set this to all caps. So it's always caps. So now that I have these items, I'm going to grab this element and I'm going to copy, and I can copy with Control+C, or in the case of Mac, it's Command+C to copy. So you can actually grab this and hit Control-Command-C and copy. And then if you want to paste, you can paste on a different position with the V. So Control-V will paste the object somewhere else. Or there's a trick that you can paste with Control or Command+B. And if I do that, it's going to show up exactly on the same position as the original one. So now that I have a cloned version, I can name this heart, and I can go to the image behavior and change my mask to the heart mask. I'm seeing both of them, right? All together. This is where we can check out a brand new tool called Layout. Layout will create two different groups. And you see, once I create Layout, one group will disappear when you click on the other. Okay? So basically, whenever I have diamond, I get to see this perfect. And when I get to see heart, I see this. And the text is always the same. But I'm seeing right now that when I have the heart, the text, it's a bit off. It's a bit like too much below. So how can we make this move up when we have the heart? Basically by creating a new layout, but including these objects. Let me show you how. I will want to create new text elements for the love always and the type your names. One will be for the diamond, because we want that to be in this position. And we want another ones for the heart, so we can put it a bit taller. So I'm going to copy, I'm going to grab these two, hit Command or Control C, and then Command Control B. And you see I have new items. And what I can do now is grab these items and put them inside this layout. I will have to remove the layout, yeah? Grab the free items. I can hit Command again, yeah, and create the layout again. And we'll have to do the same here. We'll have to remove the heart layout, select the new items, and create it again. Now I see that everything is changing one by one together, and I can grab these two and move that here. This one is one layout, this one is the other. Since Customily is reading that you have layouts, it's going to create automatically the option to select one or the other, and will create the conditional logic to show or to hide different elements. So if I call this the heart, yeah, and type your names, let's remove this cloned thing and this cloned thing, yeah. And this one's going to be the, like that. And now this is my design as it is. We have two shape choices for our image placeholder and the same text elements for the different layouts, just on different positions. I'm happy with this. I'm going to save the design. Each time you save a design, the options are created. Remember, the options are these fields that your customers will interact with. The selection, the button to upload the image, the text field, everything. That's created by Customily, so you don't have to do that manually. But you can explore that and see how it's working. So for example, this is the last design we created. So if I click on Edit Options, I will see what Customily created. There's a layout dropdown, basically with two options, the heart shape and the diamond shape. This was created, so you will select one of these and it will show either the diamond image upload, this is a button, or the heart image upload. Then you will see type your names and love always, and type your names and love always, but these two are for the diamond and these two are for the heart. And you know that because if you open them when clicking, you will see that there's a condition to show when the heart shape is selected or the diamond shape. You can do a lot of personalization here, but I'm just going to do a couple of things. I'm going to change the label so it doesn't say layout. It's really ugly. Select the photo shape. That looks nicer. Remember, this is what your customer will interact with, so we need this to be nice and clear on the elements. And remember that we wanted the love always to say love always. Say it here as a default initial value. And we don't want the customers to change it, so there's a choice here to hide it. I'm going to hide it. So I will see this phrase, but never be able to modify that. And I want to do that for both of them. This is a nice trick when you want to fix a message or a quote on a text field, yeah, and you don't want your customers to be deleting that. You hide the option. You don't delete the option because you need this option existing, but with a fixed value and invisible. So after you customize this the way you like it better, you save the options again, and we are ready to connect to Printify. So we go to Start. Yeah, now we have a new design on our library. We go to Create New Product, find Printify, search for the poker cards, select them, select all variants and providers, click Next, and now we pick from our designs, and look for the last one that we created, this one. Yeah, let's click here. Now we sit back and we wait for a couple of minutes. Why? Because Customily is bringing in the information from Printify and creating a brand new product in our store. This process of creating a new product will bring the print area and the mockups from the from Printify's API, and it is going to put into those print area and mockups the design we selected. It's a really fast process, and now you see the mockup and our options the way we designed this. So first we select the photo shape to be a heart. Yeah, the lab always will show by default, and we can actually put something. And it's live previewing. Remember, this is just a final revision before you publish this. Yeah, and so we're testing if everything is looking nice. So we grab this. Yeah, that looks better, and we can actually your customers will be able to always do this, move around stuff to this. So the heart shape is looking pretty nice. What about the diamond shape? You see now everything changed. It changed the image to be uploaded. And in fact, I can actually do something like this. Ooh, this. Yeah, and type in the names. If I actually like this preview, I can actually save it to be my new listing on the new product. So the first picture you see is this customized version of the product. A couple of extra shortcuts. You can edit the options again if you saw that you want to change something like a label or a text or whatever. You can always edit the options, or you can go to edit the product details. And this is something within Shopify. I mean, we do this to save some time. Change the name of the product, change the price, and save it again. You can do this on Shopify always, but we just use these shortcuts in Customily. And now let's publish this. Yeah, like that. And we got a new product, a live session poker card. We have a listing photo, and we have the choice, the template, the new template loaded here, and the options for that template. Like that. This is as simple as that. You can put together a design with all our tools and publish this right away. This is ready to preview and add to cart. Okay, well, moving on. Remember, we wanted to create a frame, a photo frame, and we want this to have a customization here. Yeah. So I, as fulfiller, as the main manufacturer of this frame, I have the specific print area of this sector here, so I know exactly what I need to print, and I have the images of the different frames. Okay, so what I need to do is create a product base, and I'm going to click on create new product base, and the first I get to select is, of course, the name. Change this to besties frame. Yeah. And if I know exactly what I'm going to be printing, remember this is a machine that will engrave or imprint some text on the existing frame. I know that the print area will be, let's say this, I double check this later, but it's, I think in millimeters, sorry. And it's really long and really short on the height, like that. That's my print area. My machine will read PDF, so I can choose from different export formats that Customily has. And well, it's going to be printing in CMYK. That's my print settings and my print area. And the maximum print area, so whatever design I pick will show up in this print area, will be this. This is my first step of setting up my product base. Later, I can put any design in this print area. But how will that print area and that design will show on the final product? We need to define that in the second step, which is the preview step. You will see that we have some tools here, and we're going to focus on the add product images. Basically, when you have a product base, you need to add your product images. It can be one image or it can be many. In this case, I'm going to be picking my, this is the gray mockup. This is going to be the, I have also an oak frame and a white frame. Okay. So if I have these three elements, I have three different product images. That's how I can preview them by choosing different options within the same. This is a dynamic image. No mysteries there, but it's performing as a product mockup. Yeah. What about my print area? Where do I want to showcase my designs? I want to showcase them, but to be honest, this will show only on the part I'm going to be printing here. And clearly it's not aligned. So if I go to transform, I could actually specifically rotate this a bit or to match. So one, yeah, that's more precise. I could set this. Okay, so now I want my future designs to showcase in this section of the preview, only that. When you click next and you're happy with this preview, you will see a final confirmation. This is very important because now you understand how Customily works. Any template will have a print area with the design and a preview with the mockup and the design. Right now we are in half part of this. We are in the product base. We can put any design on the print area, but keep in mind that whatever design we combine later will print inside this and showcase on the front end in this place. You see, I changed the proportions of here and I rotated this, and it didn't affect the production file because this is grabbing information and presenting that differently on the preview. Once we have this, we can save it. Now, check this out. Customily detected that you added 3 images for your product, so there's probably variants involved. And which one should be? Should be a color variant, that's correct. And we can change the name of those variants. So it can be the gray, the oak, and the white. It seems like it picked the names of the files, right? So now that we have these 3 variants, we save the product. Yep, perfect. This is our product base collection. It's accessible here. And the other section is the My Design collection. Yeah, and I can create a new design or I can browse through the existing ones. Since we're going to be creating a specific design for this, and remember, this is just one design, so you can change that in matter of quotes, texts, fonts, anything, and have many designs for the same product. But I'm going to create just one. This will be the live session frame in print. Yeah, obviously this is not the right proportion. We know this. We're going to resize this. Our print area. This is not necessarily something you need to do always, but when you know you're working with very particular proportions, you better resize to work comfortably on those proportions. And I'm going to do exactly what we did for the cards. Basically, one text box will be type your names. Yep. And we should make it as big as the print area or something like that. So something like that. Maybe not that super big, maybe something's, I don't know. Yeah, like that. So, and I'm going to align this all the way to the top. The text size will, remember the font was, yeah, that one. And let's preview this with a really long example. Yeah, looks pretty nice. So this is around 18 in size. Yeah, so 18 looks nice, but we don't want this to go 15. It's kind of small. We want this to be around this. So by keeping this between 17 and 18, we're going to be able to keep typing and reaching the end of the box without much extra typing like that. You don't want your customers to type a lot of keep typing. In fact, you can actually limit the number of characters in the options later. This is one text element, and the other one was the love always. I remember this was all caps, and this was the Sincel font. Yeah, and this is really small, so I would need to change this to something that will show up. Oh, like that. That's showing. Perfect. Actually, it's 13, the maximum size, so yeah, no more than that. Yeah. And with this here and with this here, our design is fixed. Let's call this the love always. Not much else to do. Remember, we're going to make the love always show always with this quote. Yeah, and the rest will be customizable. So let's save it. Remember that the options have been created automatically, so you could still in the My Designs area, you can find your design by, well, searching, for example, the frame. What's the frame? Yeah, live session frame imprint, like that. So let's edit the options. And remember what we wanted to do. We wanted to go for the lab always text input. Make sure it shows that, but keep it hidden. Yeah. I love that trick from Customily because it allows me to have a lot of quotes and actually change the color of the quote and the font of the quote, but always a text. Now that we have our product base and our design, we are ready to combine them into a new product. So clicking new product, going to product base because this is something from our own workshop. And let's find this. This is the live session besties frame, yeah? And check it out. We have variants because we added free images. We have free variants. We specified, and we can actually sell only two. So two images will show, or sell the free of them, and the free images will show. That's something that when creating the product, this will be a Shopify variant that you can later control on stock and pricing and stuff. So I'm going clicking next, and I could put a customized design, yeah. That possibility always exists. I'm not sure it's going to look nice, but we're going for our design. So finding this one and clicking that. So the process begins again. A new product in Shopify with variants that we created and the design that we also created. This template that is being built by Customily will have a first step with the design in the print area and a second step with the design on the mockup. On the final revision, we can see how things look. This is a really short process. And now check this. We have this name and we have a variant selector, actually. So whenever we click on another variant, the image will change, presenting us with a realistic view of what we are purchasing. And we can type in, and it's previewing when working perfectly. You see lab always is showing. That's what we set up at the beginning. I can preview this, and if I like this, I can use it again as my new product image. This is the same interface, just instead of combining a Printify product, we combined our own product. And instead of combining a Customily design, we use our designs and stuff, but it's always the same process. In fact, I can go and edit the product details to find the title and set each variant with a price. So the gray will cost this, the oak will be a bit more expensive, and the white as well, because may have like a glow like that. Yeah, and ready to publish this right away. Yeah, but now you see my gray at 18, my oak at 22, my white at 19, and I can type anything and preview this live as fast as that. I hope now that you have things clear as to how to create new products. Remember, these are example products, and the idea is for you to see how we can provide different options with minor changes and adjustments, but always showing you the quickest way to do things once, and then go the extra and customize a bit more and make it even nicer for customers a bit more. And I do hope this inspires you as previous live sessions. Just if you need further help, please don't hesitate to reach us over email at support@customily.com. Also, feel free to open a live chat over the app. Live chat, it's open and is working on office hours EST mostly. And also, please join the Facebook communities. There's a lot of people helping out others, sharing tips, sharing examples, commenting live sessions, giving us a lot of feedback. It's the Facebook communities are growing each day, and we are happy to see that there's a lot of support from other Customily users to newcomers and stuff. So it's really nice to see that community grow each day. Okay, well, I hope you had a great time. This is all for today. Any question left unanswered will always be replied later. So thank you all for joining. I hope to see you next week, not on Tuesday, you know why, but on Thursday, we're going to be seeing each other again. So have a great weekend, all of you.